Hi guys and welcome back. I know I've done a review of Outrun 2006 and I thought let's dust off the original. Let's see how it compares. Let's take a look at the classic Outrun. Outrun. The game was developed and published by Sega. The designer was Yu Shizuki and the composer was Hiroshi Kawaguchi. Damn, I hope that's right. As you can see, it came on an absolute multitude of different consoles and computers. From the ZX Spectrum to more recently the Nintendo Switch. But we're going to be taking a look at it on the Genesis or Megadrive. The game was originally released back in 1986 in the arcades, and this is of course an arcade style racing game. During the mid-80s, Sega was enjoying success of the games developed by Yu Shizuki. Those games were Hang-On and Enduro Racer, and these were very successful games for Sega, and they got another production run. But both were motorcycle racing games. Outrun was Suzuki's chance to develop a car racing game. His original concept was to base the game on the film The Cannonball Run, of which he was a fan of. He also had a dislike at the time of racing games where the cars just exploded when being touched, and wanted gamers to enjoy an experience of driving and feeling superior. Well, he certainly did produce what is now a timeless classic. Just about everybody has heard of Outrun, and if you haven't, you've been hiding under a rock for over 30 years. As usual, this game has no real story, you're just going coast to coast, so it's going to get that usual 8 out of 10.
Get ready.
Audio. Well, certainly on this port they've tried to capture the arcade feel as much as possible, and it is pretty close, to be absolutely honest with you. You know, the way the car sounds, the tyres screech, when you spin, when you hit other trucks, when you're going past them, it all sounds pretty authentic. It's the music though. The music is now a timeless classic and is brilliant. It was brilliant back then, it's brilliant now. The music is also very catchy and very memorable. You will find yourself humming the damn thing days later, and for that I'm going to give it 8 out of 10. controls. Well, they're absolutely spot on this game. They're not oversensitive. In fact, if anything, it's you, the player, that needs to learn the damn things.
Get ready.
Stop trying to take the corners flat out. Slow down occasionally. If you can do that and do it right, you'll whiz through the levels. Unfortunately, I've got a bit of a heavy foot, or heavy thumb if you like, and that's my problem. But realistically, all they are is left and right, accelerate, change gear and brake, and that's it. That's it in a nutshell. It can't get any simpler than this. Anybody of any age can pick this up, and it's brilliant for that. Controls, it's getting 8 out of 10.
Checkpoint.
Graphics. Well, let's start with the scenery and the colour. It is basic, but it does the trick because it gives you that fantastic sense of speed. I still don't understand why you need that many signs, and I still don't understand why every single house is exactly the same. But it is what it is. It doesn't take away that this is a fantastic arcade racing game. Yes, I feel that the trucks and the other cars that you're trying to get past are almost doing 150 miles an hour as well, but with all that being said, plenty of colour, plenty of depth, plenty of detail, and it doesn't have to be that detailed because the scenery is supposed to be whooshing past you really fast. It is though what it is, and it has dated. It has dated a little, but not a lot. This game is still playable by today's standards, and it doesn't look over terrible. So for that, I'm going to give it 7 out of 10.
Get ready.
Gameplay. Now this is fairly simple. You are driving from coast to coast, and every now and then you can decide whether or not you're going to turn left or turn right, and that is basically the difference between a more easier or harder route. And because you can choose different routes means that the game does change, so it doesn't have to be the same game all the time, but you are doing the same thing over and over again. You are basically racing against that timer. If that timer runs out, it's game over. So you've got to hit those checkpoints. If though you're slowed down far too much on one level, it is impossible to complete this game. Now that's where the challenge in this game lies. You've got to hit each level as perfect as possible. You've got to learn the tracks. You've got to know when to brake and when not to brake. and it is as simple as that. That's where the fun lies with this game. It is a fantastic arcade style racer and now a timeless classic, which means it's not your first game that you would potentially pick up and play. Why play this when you could play Outrun 2006, which is an absolute fantastic game, but is certainly the superior game. I still love this game to bits, but I am only going to give it 6 out of 10.
Get ready.
Overall, this is still a fantastic arcade racing game, and if you are into playing retro games, you can't go far wrong with this. Yes, the graphics are dated, the music is timeless, and so is the game. But we have to be realistic. There's a lot better out there by now today's standard, and certainly Outrun 2006 is possibly the pinnacle of this game series. And for that, this game is getting 7.4 out of 10, which is still a fantastic score for a game that's over 30 years old.
Checkpoint.
You'd have thought by now I would have learned to play the damn thing. I certainly thought I was going to get further than I did. I need to put maybe a few more hours into this, but it's finding that time. My apologies as well. As you can probably tell by my voice, I am still full of the damn lurgy. 3rd week. Let's hope I shake this damn thing off sooner rather than later. If you've made it to the end of the video, please consider subscribing and giving me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Please drop me any comments, let me know your thoughts. What's your favourite racing game out there? There's plenty to choose from, let me know in the comments. I'd like to thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing. I'll catch you all again. Take care.